This conference is built on the recognition that medicine and law do not exist in isolation. When they intersect, the stakes are often very high. The health, dignity, and trust of patients on the one hand, and the integrity and accountability of the healthcare and legal systems on the other. Our aim over the course of this event is to foster dialogue, share expertise, and explore solutions that improve outcomes for patients while supporting those who work in these very demanding professions.
When medical negligence happens to a person, it's possibly the worst thing that could happen, particularly in the catastrophic cases. But on top of that, they then face the burden, the risk of taking a case if they want to vindicate their rights. They're not always correct. There may not have been negligence, but the case itself is very, very difficult, and the lawyers play a huge role in that. So the opportunity to bring together all of the players, the lawyers, the doctors, the OTs, the researchers doing new assistive technology, to bring them all together and see how can we make the system better. That is an opportunity that should not be missed, and conferences like this really do a very important job in boosting the prospect of an easier passage, win or lose, for a plaintiff.
Well, what was so important about it was to get a lot of different views and to hear the medical side and the legal side. And we had obviously the advocates as well. And it was nice to get a wide range of topics. Obviously, I came to talk about healthcare, but I learned about AI in medicine. I learned about the assisted decision making. So it was a really good educational day all round.
We have to bear in mind everything that we do is to be done for the benefit of the client, the person who has suffered the medical negligence. If we put all those in mind, we can do what we ultimately want to do, which is to achieve justice for the client, bringing all the stakeholders together to try and achieve that.
I think it's great to get people from both sides of the fence, plaintiff, defence, to come together in a non-adversarial setting, you know, when we don't have a specific case in mind that we're battling over, just to discuss the issues and see how we can solve things and move forward in a better way.
I think it's important because we have people from all walks of life. We have patients, advocates, medical experts, also lawyers, both plaintiff and defence, and we're all coming together collaboratively to try and come up with different solutions and ideas to try and help patients mostly, and I think that's what's most important.
All conferences like this are so important, especially when they address women's health. And today we heard representations not just from professionals but also from patient advocates like myself. So again, the patient voice should always be heard in any representations, and to have it at a conference like this is really important because again, often we think of the patient in the third person. We don't realise sometimes that they're a real person with real stories and real impact behind them. And often we see as well too that patients can not just be patients but also professionals in their own right, and can bring a lot to advocacy and bring a lot to learning such as legal and medical conferences like this.
It's advancing what can we do to improve, and that's the key to change. What can we do to improve?
I'm a huge fan of multidisciplinarity and things, so to be able to be at a conference where people from lots of different directions and different perspectives are coming together, I think is always brilliant.
I feel that we're leaving this conference with a much better knowledge of every area of law that we discussed, and the topics that discussed were so interesting, and I just couldn't be happier. I'm delighted with how it went.